Money market funds have become one of the most popular investment vehicles in Kenya for many reasons. To help you understand real estate investment trusts in Kenya, we're going to compare the two investments. So this is a battle between money market funds and real estate investment trusts in Kenya. Let's start with the similarities. Number one, both are regulated by the Capital Markets Authority, which makes them safe investment. The Capital Markets Authority is an independent body which is tasked with regulating the financial markets in Kenya. Number two, both are collective investment schemes. What this means is that both of them involve collecting money from different investors, giving the money to a professional fund manager who invests this money on our behalf. Number three, both of them invest in visible existing assets. Money market funds predominantly invest in three asset classes, commonly referred to as money market instruments. Number one, commercial paper. This is issued by corporations to finance their short-term cash flow needs. Number two, treasury bills. This is where the government of Kenya borrows money from the citizens for short-term needs. This is usually between 3 months and 1 year. Number three, fixed deposits. So these are fixed deposits in commercial banks. For real estate investment trusts, they invest in real estate assets. For example, if you've been keen enough while moving around Nairobi, you may have seen this brand, this Qwetu brand of Purpose-Built Student Accommodation facilities. So this is an example of an asset that REITs in Kenya invest in. So the company that is responsible for this Qwetu brand of student accommodation facilities is Acorn. So to invest, to own units in the Qwetu brand of student accommodation facilities, you need to invest in the Acorn I-REIT. Similarity number four, both of them invest in income generating assets. So I have already listed the assets that both of these investments, money market funds and real estate investment trusts, invest in. Similarity number five, both of them are managed by a fund manager. Both are managed by a professional fund manager. So money market funds are managed by different fund managers depending on which money market fund you're invested in, and real estate investment trusts in Kenya are managed by a REIT manager. Using the same example of the Qwetu brand of student accommodation facilities, this one is the REIT that is responsible for the Qwetu brand of student accommodation facilities is the Acorn I-REIT. Therefore, Acorn is the REIT manager in this case. Both of them are structured. Similarity number six is that both of them are structured for the purpose of compliance, because they have to follow the Capital Markets Authority rules and laws. For the purpose of compliance, there are different stakeholders involved in the management of both REITs in Kenya and money market funds in Kenya. So for example, there is always a trustee involved in both of these investments, and a trustee, usually a bank, plays a role of looking out for your interest as an investor. There is also usually a custodian who holds the money in trust on your behalf, and there is the fund manager or the REIT manager who runs the day-to-day activities of the investment. Similarity number seven, transparency. Because both of these investments have real assets, they have real underlying assets, and the fact that you're able to access their financials as regulated by the law, it means that these investments are transparent and therefore you have nothing to worry about. Those are the seven similarities between money market funds and real estate investment trusts in Kenya. Now, what about the differences? Let's go through a list of the differences between real estate investment trusts in Kenya and money market funds. Number one, real estate investment trusts are medium to long-term investments. This means that you need to be invested between 3 to 10 plus years. Money market funds, on the other hand, are short-term investments. So you can invest in a money market for a month or even up to a year. And that is why we always advise for you to put your emergency fund in a money market fund for accessibility. REITs distribute at least 80% of their income to unit holders. The Capital Markets Authority requires real estate investment trusts to distribute at least 80% of their income to unit holders. Money market funds, on the other hand, distribute their profit. On the money market funds, on the other hand, profit distribution is at the discretion of the fund manager and trustees. Difference number 3, real estate investment trusts invest in real estate assets, and for money market funds, invest in money market instruments, that is commercial paper, treasury bills, and fixed deposits. For real estate investment trust, the unit price of a REIT, the unit price grows due to capital gains, but for money market funds, unit price remains flat at 1 shilling per unit. Another difference is that REITs charge a 5% withholding tax when they are paying you your dividends, but money market funds charge 15% withholding tax on your returns. REITs don't compound automatically, so what happens is that when the dividends are paid, it's upon you as an investor to reinvest the dividends in order for your investment to compound. Money market funds, on the other hand, automatically roll over your interest to form a new principal. So money market funds automatically compound. Another difference is that we have different types of REITs in Kenya. We have the income rates. We have the income rates such as the Acorn I-REIT, that is responsible for the Qwetu brand of the Purpose-Built Student Accommodation facilities. We have development rates such as and the only company in this investment is still Acorn, and we have Islamic REITs. We currently don't have any Islamic REIT in Kenya. But for the money market funds, we have just one type of money market funds. Lastly, REITs are traded on the Nairobi Securities Exchange or are traded on the Nairobi Securities Exchange and quoted securities platform. For example, for you to access this platform, for example, to invest in the Acorn I-REIT, you would need to join the VUKA platform. You'd need to have access to the VUKA platform in order for you to start investing in the Acorn I-REIT. And for the money market funds, they are traded the trading of units happens through the asset managers platform. For example, different asset managers have a website or an app where you're able to buy units of money market funds. So now that you understand the similarities between money market funds and REITs in Kenya, you're able to make a choice on which one is the best investment for you. Ideally, you should have both so that you can diversify your investment portfolio. To start investing in REITs in Kenya, click the link on my bio or send me an email and I'll hook you up.